So Funko has been putting a theme to all their new reveals lately, and I gotta say, I like it. We just had Festival of Fun, Funkoween before that, and yeah, I like that they're doing it that way. It creates more excitement, it makes everything seem like an event, and I like the organized nature of it. And today was Game Day 2021, and the theme is sports, which are kind of a unique section of the Funko Pop universe, because the sports releases are highly niche. They just don't have the universal appeal of, say, Spider-Man. For some, Tom Brady may be the pop they're most excited about all year, and for others, they could care so little about it that they may not even realize they're making a new Tom Brady. With the sports pops, the design isn't so spectacular that it has a universal appeal. They're very specialized and basically for fans of those teams or athletes, and that's about it. So keep that in mind as we look at these reveals. Funko is making a bunch of new NFL pops, and I gotta say that I like these more than what they had been doing. They started out with helmets, and then they took them away, which honestly I thought made them less interesting. I understand why they do it, because with the helmet on, they all kind of look the same. But when I think about football and what symbolizes football the most, I think about the helmet, and then maybe the actual shape of the football after that. But to me, the football helmet is what I first think about when I think about what makes football football. So I like that Funko is bringing it back because these pops do look cool. And I really like these new sculpts for the bodies, a lot more dynamic, and there's at least 3 different ones. They're also making some new hockey athletes, and honestly, out of all the sports pops, I think the hockey ones are the most interesting. Looking at it from an outsider's view, because I don't really follow hockey, I think it's fun to go to the game sometimes, but I couldn't tell you any of the players' names or anything like that. So I'm looking at these from a pure design standpoint. And I think the hockey uniforms are visually interesting. I like the hockey sticks. I like the pads on the goalies. And the hockey players tend to have some pretty unique hair sculpts. And I love the idea that some of them come with a Stanley Cup as a chase. I think that's a really cool chase idea. And I also really like this very first cricket Funko Pop that they're making. Not familiar with this guy at all. Virat Kohli? Probably saying that very wrong. But I do know that India is passionate about cricket. They have a great legacy, great players. And I think this pop looks really cool. I like the pads. I like the small details. Like the grain in the cricket bat. The texture on his gloves. The tattoos. Lots of small details. And I think it's really cool looking. If I was Indian or a fan of cricket, I would probably pick this up in a heartbeat. Because how often do you see cricket collectibles? I don't think I've ever seen one. But again, I don't follow cricket, so maybe that's why. The basketball Funko Pops are some of my favorite. I do prefer the old school players from when I used to watch basketball a lot. When I was a teenager, I think I just kind of grew out of sports. But I do enjoy a good basketball game. And I do like watching the playoffs every year. And I think the players look cool as Funko Pops. And I like all these. Although I wish that their bodies were a little bit more dynamic than this. And I also wish Funko paid a little bit more attention to which players are shorter and which players are taller. And I wish they would make their bodies a little longer and make them look more like basketball players. That would be my critique for the basketball pops. And I do like how they didn't shy away from making Anthony Davis have that really fierce looking unibrow even in pop form.
What are you gonna do about the eyebrows?
Now the mascots, I think, have more universal appeal. If they would make one for the school I went to, I definitely would want it. Even though I couldn't tell you any of the players on any of the teams, I would want the mascot. And I could see people wanting to collect all the college mascots or all the NBA mascots. That said, I think some of these are pretty damn ugly. And it's not so much Funko's fault, it's that these mascots are just kind of ugly. Like, look at the coyote from the Spurs. Look at that face. That's like something out of a nightmare. The Hornet here, it reminds me of those army ant toys from when I was a kid. I'm dating myself a little bit there, but that's what it kind of looks like. And the bull from the Chicago Bulls, what is that eyebrow?
What are you gonna do about the eyebrows?
I like the Phoenix Suns one. I like the Raptor. The college ones all look okay. Although the Longhorns from Texas, like the horns don't look like the logo. But I'm guessing that's what the actual mascot that runs around on the field looks like. So that's not Funko's fault, but you'd think they'd make the horns look like the actual logo. Because I want to say that is one of the most famous college logos there is. Everybody knows that logo. And to have the mascot not look like it is just kind of weird to me. Now soccer, or football, has always been my favorite sport. It's the sport I played for over a decade, and I still love watching soccer on TV, and even more in person. Nothing more exciting than a really intense match in person. But the soccer Funko Pops are so boring. It could just be a coincidence that all the ones Funko has made just happens to be during a very boring era in the uniforms, and the players themselves have kind of like a boring look to them. Because look at these pops. How generic are all these pop heads? And these poses are beyond lame. Soccer is the beautiful game. Why not have them striking the ball, slide kicking, diving for the goalies? The soccer pops are very, very boring. And honestly, I know it's up to licensing and it's probably difficult to do, but I would prefer soccer legends over some of these new players. And I would also prefer them in their national team kits as well, or have variants of them in their national team kits. And I also think it would be cooler if the soccer players had chases with their away jerseys on. Or if you want to make the away jersey an exclusive somewhere, make the chase be their third kit. I think that would be really cool. I do like that they're making the managers though. This Jurgen Klopp one is pretty cool looking. Or maybe cool is not the right word. It's unique. And it's nice to have the manager along with the players. DX Shawn Michaels. By far, the wrestling pops revealed today are my favorite ones. This DX Shawn Michaels looks really cool. He's a GameStop exclusive. The price point is high. It's $17, but I think it's because it comes with one of those really nice commemorative pins. And on top of that, it's an exclusive. And those usually have a little bit of a markup. But it's nice that it comes with a pin. And I just like the design of it. Classic Shawn Michaels pose. I like the camouflage. I like the graphics on the shirt. It's an eye-catching pop. Rey Mysterio, it's exactly the same as the common, except for this one glows in the dark. What part of him glows? Who knows? They don't really indicate like they usually do. Could be the eyes, the mohawk, the cross, basically all the white. That would look cool. Could be all the purple. Could be the whole thing. Either way, glow-in-the-dark Rey Mysterio. He went up for sale in the morning. They didn't tell you exactly what was special about it. They didn't say it was glow-in-the-dark or anything. It's sold out now. Could be back because it's Amazon. And I'm pretty sure that the WWE shop will eventually get a few too. And you might even have a chance to get the WWE sticker if you order from them. So keep an eye out on WWE shop site. And Funko also released another art series, this time of The Rock. I could smell what he's cooking, and it smells like total shit. Look at this thing. The eyebrows.
What are you gonna do about the eyebrows?
The shape of them is so close to the horns on the bull that it beyond clashes. These graphics, they look ugly on the glam. And the glam is usually the best a pop looks. This is nothing what this pop is going to turn out like. All those graphics, they're going to be all stretched out. It's going to look terrible. It's going to look like it's melting. I mean, it says The Rock on one of the bull's heads. One of the silhouetted ones. That's going to get so stretched out. Why even bother? It's so dumb. And of course, it's borderline unrecognizable, so they have to put that it's The Rock on it. In more ways than one, because there's also like some graffiti that says The Rock. This is fucking terrible. It's honestly like, every single time they come out with an art series, I'm like, well, that's the ugliest one. And I can't imagine how they can get uglier. The Marvel ones look like they were melting. The Freddy Funkos they just put out, some of them look like they were shit splattered. And now this. I actually can't wait to see one in person, or pictures of the actual pop, because you just know it's gonna be so terrible. And what's up with the microphone? It looks like there's a mistake and they forgot to fill in whatever the graphics is. I don't know. This is horrible. This glam is horrible. And I'm sure the pop is just going to be vomitous.
Scotty P, you know what I'm saying?